Okay, we're about to get ready to talk about stress, what it looks like, how we're going to deal with it. So, how's it going out there? Who doesn't have stress? Hmm? Yeah, who? Who doesn't? All right. Well, stress is epidemic right now, isn't it? We each know it personally from the inside out. If we're paying attention, we know that stress diminishes the optimal health and functioning of the body and the mind, right? Yeah. Do I have an amen there? There are many avenues of understanding and mitigating stress that come to us through science and yoga that we can explore. Since science is increasing its understanding of this topic daily, that's a good thing through research and through input from people who want to have some help. This yogic training that I'm talking about is really short breath work and short meditations that you can sprinkle out throughout the day. And you can do your own research online if you like to look at the latest scientific updates on any topic as you move through this material, okay? And compare it to what you have and what you've been working with. 3HO and or KRI actually has a pretty good research department if you go on their website, kri.org. So anyway, we know that the main constant in life is change. And that's part of what's so upsetting to us in moving through life. It goes beyond everyday change to immense and unexpected external and internal shifts, which we've gone through pretty heavily the last couple of years. Whenever there's a crisis and an upheaval in life, the insecurity of not knowing how to cope can create worry and stress that directly impacts our quality of life. We have just overwhelming amounts of information can flood our ability to handle life in the moment. So we have to identify truth through all that quality and quantity of ideas in order to prioritize and deliver what we want to manifest. This overload of information and the need to process it is another of the many factors that's causing tension right now in our times. It's information overload. The yogic formula to counteract stress includes efficiently and effectively releasing tension and worry by our body movements, right? We hold a movement until we can't, until we're starting to shake, right? And then exhale and release it. And that's when we change your blood chemistry. We adjust the glandular system and strengthen the nervous system to build stamina and calmness and rebalance the mind, the chakras, and the elements. And it retunes the whole body system so they coordinate with each other smoothly, including the mind-body connection. It gets out of alignment. So we want to build enough inner vitality by activating the spirit to create the resilience and energy needed to meet the demands of life with less tension. So every time you feel it coming on, we're going to do a little bit of a breath work. Typically, when we talk about stress in everyday life, we're referring to the consequences that are induced by stress. a simple, more accurate understanding is that stress occurs when we don't have enough energy inside of us to handle what's coming to us outside of us. It's not really coming from any outside quarter. Stress is just when the outside pressure is not matched by your inner intelligence, your inner ability. We don't have enough energy inside to meet the challenge of what's coming at us from outside. That's really what it amounts to. So the causal factors create a cumulative or chronic challenge, which we feel we don't have enough vitality to handle. So we want to run, right? We want to go hide. And I'm right there with you. There's times when hiding and just getting out of it and doing nothing is quite appropriate. There aren't times for that. And you know what? Naps are a good thing too. I highly recommend naps. So anyway, even though we don't know what to do sometimes, and we struggle with it. Where can we find enough vitality to fully handle the challenges and crises that are coming at us? Where do we find the time? You really have to carve out some time for yourself, don't you? This is what we talk about when we're talking about sadhana, our daily practice, right? The word vitality is used as a yogic concept, and it's defined as infinite, innate energy within every human. If it's cultivated and contained and not wasted, then we can maintain equilibrium. And even then, everybody loses it once in a while. We don't expect to be perfect here. We just want to be able to pull ourselves back to center as quick as possible. Okay? Vitality gets wasted by worrying, by overthinking. It's diminished by a shallow breath and in toxicity in the body from negative habits. Too much junk food, too much sugar. And I love my baked goods as much as anybody. But investing in the balance of body and mind and the inclusion of our spirit can free up enough energy to meet the challenges of the world in a relaxed, creative, and authentic way. Vitality helps us attain the attitude and altitude to see the reality of this world without as much attachment to its illusion or Maya. It's sometimes things that seem so important right now, when you look at it tomorrow, you wonder, well, why was I so worked up about that? Everybody does that, and it's okay. So it doesn't have to be complicated. We want to simplify what looks complicated. Does that sound good? It's made simple through one's own experience and from understanding it from the inside out. Truthful, kind language spoken from the heart and not the head builds trust and unity, as well as vitality. Vitality means to have cultivated enough vibrant, palpable energy inside to apply our intelligence to meet the outside challenge in a way that aligns with our character. So you're being authentic, you're being your real self. This gives us the caliber to be honest under the pressure of the moment and the strength to smile at the start of each day, even when we don't feel so good. So it helps us to take on the challenges, and we're going to have some challenges this coming year. It's going to be a very busy year. So Kundalini Yoga is a science of vitality and awareness. Okay? Doesn't take much time either, really. We have a lot of things that are just 15 minutes. Okay. 15 minutes out of 24 hours in a day. Do you think you can do that? Maybe, maybe. Stress is the opposite. There doesn't seem to be enough energy to handle the outside demand. And if this feeling of being overwhelmed or barely keeping up with the demand of your day occurs a lot, it can become chronic stress, which diminishes the quality of life until it's mitigated and released from the mind and body. Though you'll just continue in a cycle with it. But we know how good it feels to succeed in the face of a challenge that has a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? Short-term stress is essential because it can be so strengthening. And this is demonstrated by lifting weights to build muscles. That's a short-term stress, right? That when you rest, give your body the rest it needs, it gets stronger. So we can start by breathing deeply enough to have the energy, the will, the chemistry, the intuition to be ourselves in the moment. How many times have you said, oh, I wish I'd said that, after something happens? And it gives you the resiliency to be in the moment, to be more present. So breath, meditation, and yoga have all been shown in research to decrease tension and the residue of stress. So that inner vitality is more available to move forward in an effective manner. So let's continue this conversation, okay? And let me know if you are interested in this stress, vitality and stress workshop that's coming up, that will be here in Norman in person, and it's a weekend in each month of February, March, and April. And it will be February 17th and 18th, March 16th and 17th, and April 13th and 14th. So there's a simple difference between living a fulfilled life and living in a struggle. Do you have the energy to be true to your values? When you have the energy to stay true to your values, regardless of the challenges, this is called vitality, where you're not snapping at the kids. I've been there too, when you just hit the wall with something. And it's time to take a few breaths, drink a glass of water, or it's time to maybe do a little meditation. So let me know what you think about that for the upcoming course. We want to be able to match it. So we'll do a little demonstration meditation today. And it's called, there are a couple of them actually I've got here. One is called the 8-stroke breath, and we can do that on the next one. This one is called Invoking a Meditative State. All right, and we'll do that in just a few minutes. But until then, just want to let you know that it's not coming from the outside. The stress that you're feeling, it's really not. It's your reaction to it that makes you feel the way you do. It fades away your judgment under stress, and it makes us feel like we're not competent. And then when you lose confidence in what you're doing, it tends to make you not be yourself. So you can regulate your breath, and if you can regulate your breath, you can always overcome the circumstances, even with the simple breath, like long, deep breathing, where you're inhaling, maybe to a count of 10, exhaling to a count of 10. That's one example. When you control your breath, you can always overpower the pressure that you feel. Pressure causes a certain amount of air to come in and a certain amount to come out. It kind of chokes down what you can get in and out of your lungs. And it's the only automatic function which responds to stress and strain and relaxation. If you take care of it and take it off of automatic, you'll beat it. It's the simplest law. You don't have to do anything. And no one will even notice that you're changing your breath. When you do a long, deep breath, like I just did, inhaling to a count of 10. I think that's where the old adage of count to 10 to hold on to your temper comes from, actually, is just to take a breath. So there's a gap between what's happening to you and your reaction. So here's the comments that are written about this meditation we're going to do, the one called Invoking a Meditative State. The mind and emotions will keep repeating unless they're interrupted. The stress you generate with each thought, even subconsciously, narrows and binds you down to a reactive pattern. You'll recognize it. You always know when you're in resentment, right? This meditation helps you to gain mastery over your experience, and it breaks through the mystery of why things keep happening to you. It gives you the strength and the ability to engage openly in the challenges of life so they become opportunities, markers along the way, expressing the soul's true purpose. You can stop rejecting life out of fear and begin to see how the infinite reveals itself to you in each moment, each relationship, and each word. Kundalini Yoga is a systematic method of glandular control through which the pituitary's relationship with consciousness is stimulated to invoke a meditative state in us. Okay, so here we go. This is how you do this meditation. You're bringing your right hand into a fist. The left hand is shoulder high also, but it's flat palm facing up. Okay, you have a straight spine. You're in easy pose, right? Comfortable, easy pose. Take a few breaths and check to make sure that your knees are lower than your hips, if you can, or raise yourself up on another pillow. Okay? So make an honest effort here with the breath. The eyes will be looking at the tip of the nose, and the breath would be inhaling long, deep, and slow. And then exhale completely, long, deep, and slow. And when you can't hold the breath out anymore without straining, hold the breath. Let me clarify that. You're inhaling long, deep, and slow. Exhaling long and slow. And then holding the breath out, okay, until you can't hold it anymore without straining. And then you keep going. Inhale. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Keep going at your own pace. Exhale. Hold the breath out at your own pace. Keep going. So to end, we'll inhale, exhale, do it again, inhale, exhale, inhale, hold, stretch both hands up, tighten the body all over, and exhale. Okay. Well, thank you for coming to check this out, and I'll let you know more about this training soon, okay? The total cost of it can be broken down to 3 payments, 200 apiece for each weekend, okay? Call me at 918-606-1556 if you'd like to jump in on it, or email me at yogaideas@gmail.com and let me know, okay? So be happy to have you there. See you next time.